Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, welcome back to RIU Insight podcast. So this is the podcast for us, for CFS IIUM, the staff, the administrative and also the students, where we will discuss all related things on research and also innovation. So Alhamdulillah, we are back today with a very, I think, fun and very in the topic that is spoken by everyone, AI, artificial intelligence. So what is the connection between AI and research? Today we'll discuss on this topic. So you are here with me. I am Fiza, your moderator for today, and we are very privileged. We have two distinguished panel with us today. The first panelist is Sister Farrahana Dahari from Department of Architecture and also Environmental Design. Assalamualaikum, Sister Farrahana.
Salam.
How are you?
Alhamdulillah.
So usually I address you as Sister Farah, right?
Yes.
So you are here today. Do you know why you are chosen? Very special. Today we invite you because your research in, I think, design, environmental build, and also in academic writing is very prominent in CFS IIUM. So we are here today to invite you to share with us your insight on AI.
Inshallah.
And our second panelist, inshallah, our second panelist, we have there Mr. Brother Mohd Taufiq Mohd Safwan from Dept of ICT, Information and Communication Technology. So your background is software engineering, right?
Yes, software engineering.
So can you brief to us what is your connection with AI?
Okay, connection with AI as a software engineer. Basically, a software engineer, one of the orang cakap, we say like a background of developing the model. For example, we have the regression model, classification, and how to embed this model. Okay, using the existing data. For example, we train and test the data. Or now we have the ChatGPT also. Okay, we have the new model we call as a pre-trained model. Okay, to show the output something related to AI to simulate like human intelligence. So that's a short briefing for the AI example.
So you're like the behind the scene people in terms of AI. That's why you're here today. And Brother Taufiq also is the RIU Rep, Research and Innovation Unit for ICT Department. Okay, so let's start. I think we will go into the brief introduction first on AI, and let's look into your personal journey using AI as in research, and also maybe let's touch a bit on ethical and also challenges of using AI. Can we start first with Brother Taufiq? Can you walk us through the history and the evolution of AI?
Okay, when we talk about AI, so basically AI is artificial intelligence, the name lah itself. So basically the artificial intelligence name is coming from one convention, okay, in 1956, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so the name is coined there lah. But the AI is developed before then. Okay, I think most of you are not very familiar with the name Alan Turing. Okay, Alan Turing, they produced one movie named The Imitation Game. If you want to watch the movie, it's a good movie to see how the development of the AI at the beginning. Okay, Alan Turing developed the model, okay, to break the code for the Enigma during the World War II. Okay, so basically AI is not a new technology that suddenly evolved. For example, during the ChatGPT in 2020 something.
Yes, we only heard about AI just recently.
So basically, it's a very we say that the technology changes from 1940 something until today lah. Okay, for example, maybe I think all of us have used the Google Translate, for example. So
Google
basically they are using the same model to create the ChatGPT as we hype nowadays lah. That's one of the example. Okay.
It's very hype, right?
Very hype. Yeah.
And it's easily available and it's free.
Yeah, it's free. But as a software engineer, okay, we can develop a new model. For example, we have a regression model, classification model. For example, the classification model, we categorize things. For example, we identify as a cat or dogs, for example. So, for example, when we want to test the data, for example, we provide a new picture. So, the computer will simulate, okay, and identify from the trained data. So, we already trained based on this picture. Okay, for example, have the whiskers, okay, how many legs and how long the leg, for example, the characteristic of the cat, for example, already trained. So next time when we want to test using the image, for example, so the computer already can classify that category as a cat or dog, for example. That's an example of the AI lah before this. And now I think there are a lot of tools that we can use, especially for generating image or video, for example. Okay, I think that's how the software engineer develop the models, okay, and use the existing data or train and test the data, okay, to create something which is a benefit to all of us nowadays lah.
And it's important for us to know how to prompt, right?
Yeah,
how to use the correct instruction to get what we want from the AI.
Yes. So you need to have the right or something that you need to put the things that what we want to computer to generate. Okay. So we need to get, or like we are talking. Okay. When we want someone to explain something to us, then we need to have a clear and I think precise instruction is very good. So if we put a very long instruction to the computer, so it might have a difficulty to understand. Maybe there are two distractions. Okay, so maybe the output a little bit not very what we want to get lah at the final.
Okay, thank you, Taufiq. I think it's very clear to us the insight on AI. Sister Farah, next to you, can you explain to us what is the relationship between AI and also research tools, since we are talking about research?
Okay, as for research tools, okay, basically, first, before I'm going to that research tools, we, as a researcher, you need to know the research methodology first, because the research tool will comes along the way. Usually, we need to plan a systematic way of how to conduct and how to analyze data, who is the target population, the respondent, and how to analyze and collect, right? Okay, so within that systematics method and way, so the research tools will comes in. So example like for questionnaire, so usually we will use Google Form. SurveyMonkey,
the most typical
one.
Yes.
Microsoft Form, that is the most common one. And then after we get all the data, and usually we'll convert and put in the SPSS. Okay, that is the list that we know lah.
From the school time, right?
Yes.
Not the modern research.
Yes. But then the relation with AI is more advanced, because we know that AI have a large data set. Okay, and we can simplify it by example with consensus. Okay, compared to Google Scholar, we can search our topic and then direct we get whatever we want. But then we still need to map whatever issue, whatever things, whatever articles, like open-ended articles, right? Open articles from Google Scholars. But for AI, if we put in a prompt correctly, like Brother Taufiq said, it will actually comes in together from the cloud itself, and then it will have a fast answer to all the researcher. So it will be like a helper also.
It will be
yes, helper.
Okay. Can you share a bit some of AI tools that you use?
Some of the AI tools that I use, the basic one, because we know that Google Form is also an AI. It's just that no advancement. Google Doc, Google Form, Google Sheet, Google Drive, and then SPSS usually. And during my design, during my degree level.
Yes, since you have that unique field of design, can you share a bit on in terms of design field?
As for built environment, we always use AutoCAD. AutoCAD to draw all the buildings and the 3D and 2D. And then we also need to have a simulation. So simulation for that, after we're done with the 2D and 3D, we put in a setting, simulation with SketchUp, with V-Ray, with Atlantis. But then if you ask me now, I already forget those software. But then that is
some of the tools that you use.
But then most of the AI I learn in CFS when I'm working here, especially during the trainings, research innovation competition. Mostly I learn it from CFS lah.
Yes, because we got the exposure here, right?
Yes, of course.
So that's why RIU comes in.
Thank you, RIU.
Especially with this podcast, we want to share all the knowledge with everyone, the CFS community. Taufiq, can we go into personal? What are among the research tools empowered by AI that you use in your research? Can you share with us?
For example, I am a software engineer. I develop a website, for example, or any kind of apps. So basically, for example, in Visual Studio, we can embed many extensions that we can use to enhance or helping us understanding or improve our code. Okay, so there are a lot of, for example, we have ChatGPT AI there. Okay, then we have the GitHub AI. Okay, there are a lot of software, I think apps that can help us to develop or to assist us for the development lah. But I also know a few people who are not in the AI IT field who do AI for their research. For example, we have a few lecturers from the RIU Kuantan who do research on simulation, for example, their prediction. Okay, for example, in the healthcare, and also developing the model. Okay, for the AI lah. So basically, the challenges. Okay, when we are dealing with AI for research, basically is about to get the data first. Okay, data is both the most important thing before we decide which AI model we want to use lah.
That's why we do the simulation and the methodology, right?
Yes. As example, Sister Farrah had mentioned. Okay, first you need to get the data, then you need to identify which kind of AI model that suitable for your research, for example. Then you can try. Maybe you have a 2 or 3 type of model that suitable for you, but you need to test before you can identify which model is suitable for your research lah. Okay, so I think as a researcher, I think there are a lot of researchers here in CFS. Okay, there are a lot of tools, okay, for us to explore. Okay, not only as learning as a IT person, but also you can use this AI tool to enhance in your field. So basically, IT is not the only field that you need to learn. Okay, but the IT field, for example, if you want to learn about software engineering or become a software developer, you can go to various field, or even you can embed very major into your research. So by using the IT technology lah, as we can see, AI is very hype now. Okay, and there are a lot of product that has been exposed nowadays using AI, including the hardware difficulties to choose. For example, that's the one of the challenges lah. But as a software engineer, okay, it helps a lot when we have a difficulty on to complete a certain task, for example. But with the AI technology also, the challenges to the software engineer also is very risk lah. As we can see nowadays, a lot of software engineers have been not getting job because of the AI.
Because AI took over their job?
Took over the job,
I
yes.
see.
So it's one of the risks. So we as a software engineer also need to learn something new, okay, to surpass the AI, for example, or
Upgrade our knowledge,
upgrade
right?
our knowledge. Okay, instead of we using AI to complete something, we use the AI as our companion.
Yes, I agree. I think AI is just complementing us, not
Yes.
supposed to replace us, right? The
yes,
human.
yes.
Okay, thank you, Brother Taufiq. Sister Farah, can you share one of your research where you use AI and you think is the most easiest job because you have AI to help you?
One of the research that I'm using AI is which one? Mural, because some of the articles I need to find out as fast as I can, and then the deadline is near, and then ChatGPT helped me so much on that, and also Copilot, okay, especially on the questionnaire when I'm going to analyze the data, because I'm not a statistic lecturer, so I need someone to interpret for me what is the data is all about. So Copilot helped me so much on that. And same goes with the consensus, with the literature review. It helps me in terms of the validity of the topic itself.
So ChatGPT help you to get the resources?
Yes,
And Copilot help you in terms of?
Copilot same, but more to analyzing the data. We can upload, right? We can upload whatever data we have, and then they can help us. But we cannot simply take 100% from them.
No,
we
of
still need
course.
to read up, and then we
Verify
still
them.
need yes, verify, and don't simply take it 100% from AI.
I think they make your job easier, and then you can focus more on the innovative part, right?
Yes, sure. But then, still, after I read through whatever result come from ChatGPT or Copilot, Consensus, still, I feel that the feeling is not there. Because we
I
need to
think
make it
it's-
humanized.
Yes, you need to have personal touch.
Yes, but in terms of how humanize, yes, we have the apps to humanize those results, but still, it's not up to my standard. We still need to adjust a bit according to the context that we have, according to what we should present, especially, and then that suit with our topic, especially. Yeah.
I see. So I think it's a very eye-opener for someone who never used all the AI tools as a research tool, right? It's AI, but we use it as our research tool, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Brother Taufiq, how about the ethical part? I think it raised a lot of question on the ethical part. Can you elaborate more on ethical part on using AI as research tool?
Ethical part for the AI when we writing, for example, okay,
Academic writing?
academic writing, or for example, you doing for your assignment, or you giving task, for example, okay, as a researcher, for example, and the ethical part is very tedious lah when we are talking, sebab we need to publish as our own. But if we don't double check the content that we receive from the generated AI, for example, okay, maybe we are using another person words and we claim as our own lah. So we need to be careful, and maybe we need to have a double check or triple check, or we need to search or read again, okay, find another resources instead of we focus on the AI platform only to generate our paper or research output lah. Okay, because nowadays instead of we use the AI technology to write something, for example, okay, and also we as software engineer, we also can develop the tools to counter. Okay, for example, if you use the ChatGPT, for example, okay, to write content in your research paper, okay, maybe the examiner can use the zero GPT to identify if you are using the content from the generative AI
It's another
tools
AI to check the content, right?
So because AI, software engineering, we can do anything what we want to do. So either you want to achieve something, or you want to correct something. For example, I have give as example of for the first one. Okay, Enigma is one of the computer is developed by the German, but Alan Turing developed another computer using the AI model to crack what the code or exact information that have been shared within the German intelligence to the soldier lah, for example. So when we talk about ethic, there is another ethical that we need to measure lah before we are posting or claim as our own idea lah. That's the ethical part.
It's very crucial because I think that there's a very fine line that is separating between all the AI to give you inspiration instead of plagiarism, right?
Yes.
Okay, how about you, Sister Farah? How do you think, especially in your field of design, maybe you want to add about the ethical issues?
Okay, about the ethical issues, I do think that if we don't simply take everything from the results of AI after we put in prompt as our own, because that will considered as plagiarism. And then I want to share you with something. Sorry, excuse me. I'm using my handphone. Okay, there is Elsevier publisher, the biggest publisher in the world. Okay, so we know that most of the article journal in that Elsevier has already add on the guideline for all the authors and also the researcher in their website, which is the Declaration of Generative AI in Scientific Writing. Okay, one of the point they said here, where authors use generative artificial intelligence, AI and AI-assisted technologies in the writing process, authors should only use these technologies to improve readability and language. Okay, this mentioned in Elsevier, and then also they need to put in a declaration. The declaration, which is all the author need to put in. There is a template also in the Elsevier. During the preparation of this work, the authors you have to put in the tools, which is, let's say, ChatGPT, Quillbot, Consensus.
Meaning that they suggest
They need to mention
they have to mention. Okay, they have to mention in order to reason. What reason? Paraphrasing. Okay, after using this tool, the author review and edit the content as needed and take full responsibility of the content of the publication. And even if you put in this point into the Google Scholar, and automatically it will detect all the articles has been mentioned with this statement since 2023. So means that the ethics of using AI, you have to control. Okay, don't simply put 100% of whatever results that comes in. Yeah, I think that's for me.
It's just for our inspiration, or we need to just for our ideas, right? But we must add our own personal touch and our own readings and from our own words.
Exactly.
It's like we need to declare everything that we do lah. We transparent.
So that is for the declaration part, right?
Yes.
I think this is the first time I heard on this. So it's an eye opener also for me.
2023, the latest one lah. The latest one.
But we have AI checker, right, Taufiq?
AI checker, yeah.
So I think AI checker also works wonders in if you want to detect if we use any AI. Do you use any of them in your class?
Plagiarism checker.
For me, I'm not using yet lah.
No, because
but sometimes I read. We can identify from the student report lah, for example, from the assignment.
Correct.
This is too obvious, too bombastic. For
your
example,
assignment also need essay.
For example, the student need to write the assignment, the case study, for example. But when we read the content from their writing, we like, so this is what is very very
Maybe like
idealistic. like an expert.
Okay.
But they are in different field for example. So maybe we can double check with the student either, or we give the instruction before they start the assignments. Very good lah. Either they write, they can use the AI technologies, existing AI technologies for them. For example, as mentioned by Sister Farah, to get insight or idea. But the final word that they write is from the understanding. So that's the good lah. It's about this challenging us to get information, okay, to adapt, to absorb, okay, and to process the data, and the best is to write by ourselves from our own understanding lah. So as a software engineer kan, I think there are a lot of software that have been embedded to the website, for example, okay. When we want to publish something, for example, they are already run through the few AI model that have been put on the website to check either this I think the file that we uploaded is how many plagiarism or using the AI generative, for example. I think the Turnitin have the
Turnitin have AI checker.
AI checker, right? So that's example. They can be embedded anywhere. So maybe in future there are a lot of platform. For example, Elsevier, okay, on the kind of publisher, they can use this kind of technology embed into their platform for instead of they hire person to check, or if the writer or researcher don't mention where they get this information, but the system already can identify lah the content or the resources of their.
I think it's good if we elaborate with our students, right? So that they realize that they need to beware of all the copyright issue, of all the plagiarism issue, and also if they just take from AI.
Because there is
now
one.
I talk about AI checker, but Taufiq has his own built-in checker.
Because I have read one newspaper report, okay, or in social media, I don't remember. This one PhD graduate, okay, use the one of the generative AI tools to ask about her writing topic, and suddenly the output from the generative AI is quote unquote the right and the full sentence from the research paper that have been published by her. So for example, some of the platform doesn't mention where the resources coming from. Okay, for example, maybe the Gemini have mentioned a few the resources that they receive or they generate to the users. Okay, but some not. So we are the one who use the technology need to know what is the limitation of the software, what we need to focus when about ethical, for example. So we are the one who need to aware when we are writing something, what the things that we need to identify lah, as before we writing, or you claim as our own when we publish something lah, in the paper or research lah.
Okay. I have something to share in terms of ChatGPT. I also have my built-in manual checker. The word esteem. ChatGPT really love the word. Yes, esteem. ESTEM. Dear esteemed viewers, dear esteemed participants. So if I see the word esteem, I know where does this comes from. I think that it's like a pattern, right? It's like a pattern in ChatGPT.
We are not talking about pattern. Basically, that's the model.
A model.
So the model, basically, Farah is one of the model. Sister Fiza is one of the model. So basically, we have words that we like to use. That's the model that I mentioned before lah. So for example,
so esteem is the model that built in together with ChatGPT.
Maybe in the data in the ChatGPT, for example, the esteem word is the best word to shown as the output for the to help understanding of the user lah.
I think Brother Taufiq understanding is more than us. Yes, because he is the behind the scene person, right?
The one who built up that thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I think our discussion is coming to an end. So, final words from both of you. Sister Farah first. What is your advice for the researcher, whether a new researcher or students who first time doing research or people who never use AI as a research tool? What are your advice to them?
Okay, my advice is that don't simply take all from AI results as your own copy, because you will be trapped during your presentation, and then it's hard for you to escape because they will test on the understanding, because the understanding of AI and your own understanding is completely different. So for sure you still need to edit up, you still need to read through whatever result that comes in the AI prompt and so on. So please do it with value. I think that's for me.
How about people who never use AI? Do you have something to say to
for
them?
those who still yet to use AI,
Very skeptical.
please don't be skeptical, because it's ongoing and we don't really know what's happened in future. Maybe everything will be going to be use AI, and even we shop, the cashier, everything will be using AI. So
Maybe when we want to cook, right?
yes,
ChatGPT, what should I
everything.
cook today?
So we still need to go with the trend. Try. You will have fun with it. Maybe try with the TikTok first. TikTok also have their own AI, and also Instagram, face apps, face swaps, and so on.
Those are all AIs.
Yeah, those are AI. So you can have a fun with it, but with a value.
Always take care of the ethical part.
Yes, of course.
Okay, thank you, Sister Farah. How about Brother Taufiq, your last word for researchers who want to embed AI as their research tools?
I'm more on project basically. So when you see something that they improve, for example, you imagine something they can improve. Maybe you can use the AI technology to, for example, get the idea, for example, or instead of, for example, you want to get insight on something, maybe you can have the collect the data, then you can do data analysis and you get the insight. For example, how the KKM, for example, get the consultation from the few researchers, okay, in medicine, for example, okay, to get the insight. So basically, using AI is one of the tools that eases our activity and our daily tasks. Okay, for example, for the conventional development of the vaccine, for example, okay, maybe it takes around 10 to 15 years, but as we experience for the COVID, for example, it's only take 1.5 years only to develop the vaccine. Even though there are there are many type of vaccine have been developed for to prevent or to combat the COVID, but as you can see, all this kind of research using different kind of model from the sample of data. I think the same sample of data, the data lah. Okay, so for example, to develop the mRNA or something else, okay, to write the essay, how to develop the vaccine, for example. And also the AI is not only for sciences only. Okay, for example, you want to develop DIY in your house, for example, you can ask the ChatGPT or Gemini, for example, to help you assisting lah, kan? What's the method? Okay, what's the things that you need to buy? What's the thing that you need to prepare? Okay, how the process from A until Z before you get what you want lah. And also, I think as when we talk about research now, okay, first we need to see around us what the things that we think to improve, or we can generate more better solution, for example. Okay, and we can use the existing AI tools to help us in find the idea or or matching few of our thought. Okay, so we have a more better solution, okay, in future. So I think AI is very good if you know how to use it, but don't simply just receive what the output from the AI, and maybe the output is coming from another person and we claim as our own. So that's one thing that we need to be careful lah. as part of the software engineering, okay, the AI is coming from the data. So basically, the data can be get from the online resources. Okay, for example, the social media. Okay, the YouTube, for example, how they create our own profile. Okay, we call it as a digital profile. So based on our experience or that we search or from our preference that we do on the platform. Okay, so I think AI is very good, but don't misuse. Instead of you empower yourself using the AI technology.
Thank you very much, Taufiq. I think we end this session with a strong word, with strong advice. I love when you mention about talking to other researchers, talking to other people, because from there, actually, I learned all the AI. I learned about Grammarly, where we can chat with grammar, and also AI checker there. I learned about Jenny AI, where we can find good related journal. So from using Google Scholar, now I use Gen AI, and also many other AI tools that maybe we cannot afford to read them somewhere, but we know the AI through talking among us, among the researchers. Okay, so I really also love your last point on do it with ethics, and also don't just take also your advice, don't just take everything, you must always verify. I think that's conclude our podcast for today. So all in all, AI is here to stay. It will stay, it will never go away. So we ourselves must adapt, and we must use it creatively and also responsibly. That's why we mentioned the word ethics there. Okay, so thank you very much to both of our panelists today. I think it's an eye-opener for us and also for me, and I do hope that all our listeners who watch our podcast today will get the benefit, and also please share the words. Don't forget to like and also subscribe our channel. And thank you also to Library for providing the venue for us today. I think that's all from us. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much.